Walking up grouse in the mountain regions and partridges in the stubble of early autumn are classic ways of hunting with pointers in Sweden. When a dog suddenly stiffens and locks onto point, he resembles a statue of intense concentration, and this causes a sportsman's heart to miss a few beats as he eagerly anticipates the outcome. The excitement reaches a crescendo when the bird is flushed out, trying to make its escape. In one fluid moment, the gun is raised and the shot taken. We will follow young Swedish dog trainer and hunter Jonas Sandberg and his wife Katarina and some of their dogs. The English setter, Juno. The Irish setter, Bjarvin. And the English pointer, Charter, which he often calls Eric, as we hunt some of the game bird habitats in north and south of Sweden. We will also meet Richard Persson and his excellent German wired-head pointer bitch, Gina. Jonas's wife, Katarina, is an eager sportsman and bird dog enthusiast.
Nu ska Henrik göra upp bild. Vi kan koka lite kaffe och äta lite. Sitta och berätta jakthistorier för varandra. Nu har de samlat ihop lite torr ved här redan. Som de har hittat in under granarna och sånt. Vi får väl se om de får eld.
Together with Jonas's hunting companions, Henrik and Carl Gustaf, they will show us the Scandinavian way of hunting with pointing dogs, where the dog independently, but on command, flushes the bird and is then ordered to retrieve it. In Great Britain, for example, the dog is not asked to retrieve. In the US, the dog is supposed to hold its point while the hunter flushes the bird. We begin in the forests of Lapland during what was supposed to be a day of hunting grouse in the mountains. But due to persistent rain, Jonas and Henrik preferred to visit Kurga, down on the forested foothills, in order to try their luck hunting the wily and elusive capercaillia. The capercaillia is the real prize among the game birds, and it's the dream of every bird hunter to bag at least one of the old cock bird, preferably over his own dog. Capercaillie hunting over pointing dogs is extremely difficult and exciting, and it's very demanding for both hunter and dog. The birds have the odds heavily stacked on their side. They're shy and clever, seldom sit tight, and when the hunter approaches, they often run, concealed by dense vegetation. When they ultimately are forced to take off by a good dog and a persistent hunter, they often flush out of range or behind the cover of dense spruces, which makes it impossible to shoot. But who said hunting should be easy? The bigger the challenge, the sweeter the taste of success.
Jo, nu efter fikat här så ska vi ge oss ut här i den här gamla skogen och se om vi kan finna en tjäder. Här är ju som sagt några tjäderkullar. Vi ska börja med att släppa bjärven här nu. Jag tror han har bästa förutsättningar i detta vädret. Lite svag vind och regn. Vi kommer ta med tjäder också, alltså pointer. Så får vi se. Vi hoppas. Kom igen.
When hunting in a forest like this, you only see the dog now and then. In order to be able to find the dog quickly when he's on point, Jonas uses a beeper collar, which emits a signal when the dog points.
Här är tjäder alltså.
Jonas gets a chance to shoot, but the bird is only a young bird from this year, so he refrains from killing it. Jonas sees the capercaillia briefly before it vanishes between the trees, a far too common experience when hunting this wily bird. The rain continues to pour down, and the dream of the big cock capercaillie will remain a dream, at least for the time being. The capercaillie hunt ended like so many others. However, at least a brace of willow grouse was bagged. The mighty capercaillie is a worthy adversary for the sportsman and can never be shot on demand like a hand-reared pheasant. Jonas, Henrik, and Koga hope for better luck next time. A delicious dinner and a few glasses of good wine enjoyed in the warmth of the hunting cabins improves everyone's mood. The weather is improved and the hunting in the mountains can commence. The distances are great, and there are often hundreds of kilometers between roads in the mountains of northern Sweden. The fastest, simplest, but also the most expensive way to reach remote valleys is by helicopter. The cost per day becomes more bearable if 2 or 3 hunters fly together with dogs, tents, and other equipment, and stay a week or so before the helicopter returns to take them back. The other option is to walk through valleys and over mountains to the hunting venue, weighed down by a backpack. This takes time and precious hunting days are lost. It is well worth the added expense of a helicopter charter, as this means you can travel directly to the area you're going to hunt, get the dogs on the ground, and start the quest for game birds. Hunting trips are often planned well in advance during the cold, dark winter months, and thus one naturally desires to make optimum use of the time available.
Vi har precis landats med helikoptern här. Klockan är lite över 7. Vi har en rätt stark vind. Sval morgon. Lite moln. Nu ska vi se här om vi kan finna lite repor.
Det var bättre vind idag
än
igår.
Mycket bättre vind.
Då vi går fram och kollar på kan.
Jonas releases his experienced English pointer bird shooter's capelli, Charter, whom he usually calls Eric. He's an 8-year-old international field trial champion and an incredibly effective and stylish bird dog who anybody would be happy to own just once in a lifetime. He is also a fast and willing retriever, which he will illustrate to us many times during this film. Eric quarters with great energy and enthusiasm amongst the osier shrubs, just above the verge of the mountain birch forest, and it doesn't take long before he finds the first grouse of the day.
Eric! Appåt! Kom här, håll fast, låt. Åh. Kom. Varsågod, nu stoppar ner.
The hunt begins well. The first willow grouse is harvested, and Jonas and Henrik continue with the 2 setters Bjarven and Uno on the leash, while Eric quarters in front of them in the upper rim of the mountain birch forest. Eric wears a beeper collar, so they can find him quickly if he points a bird among mountain birches or higher osier. Half an hour later, the eagerly awaited signal is heard, and the hunters hurry towards the day's second point. Henrik and Jonas come quickly up to Bjarven. Henrik covers the right side.
Erik, söka på. Erik, kom. Håll fast. Look.
The day's second grouse is bagged, thanks to another first-class job by Eric.
Jag tar Erik igen då. Han är ju nog den säkrast på det här.
Jonas and Henrik continue to hunt with Eric. Grouse hunting in the mountains is very challenging and demanding for the hunter and the dog, and both must be physically fit. The hunting area is vast and virtually unlimited, and the terrain is also very varied. Easy-to-walk areas can rapidly change to wet bogs and steep hillsides. Cliffs, blocks of stone, and swift-flowing brooks often make the walking difficult. However, the fresh, cool air counteracts fatigue, and when thirst burns the throat, one just has to bend down and fill one's cup with cool, clear, clean water from the nearest brook. In order to optimize their chances, Jonas and Henrik walk up on each side of Eric. It was a large covey and 3 birds are down.
Kom. Säker fart. Duktig kille. Gång. Loss. Ligger ner till vänster, va? Säker fart. Du är inte exakt var han ligger.
På en rak ut och sen har vi resten.
Stanna. Ja, det kan inte vara den. Söka på.
Eric quickly delivers 2 grouse, but he can't find the third one despite an intense search. Maybe it was the one that flew away while he was searching for it. Unfortunately, Henrik now has only 2 grouse to put in the bag. Most people who come to hunt in the mountains of Sweden hunt in the government areas, which cover some 6 million hectares. One buys a permit and isn't allocated an area. Every hunter is allowed to kill a maximum of 8 willow grouse or ptarmigan a day, plus a maximum of 3 forest grouse, capercaillie, black game, or hazel hen. Now it is Bjarvin's turn to find some grouse, and he begins by widely quartering the birch-covered mountain slope. Bjarvin is a 4-year-old Irish setter dog with whom Jonas has won the Swedish championship and other successes. He quarters fast and wide and literally burns with desire to find birds. Despite Bjarvin's wide quartering, he never loses contact with Jonas and passes closely in front of him now and then. An independent and willful dog will soon hunt by himself in another valley, which of course would significantly reduce the day's bag and also detract from the enjoyment of the shoot. However, Jonas has taught Bjarvin to quarter properly and to cover ground effectively while keeping in contact with his handler. Bjarvin is questing quite widely, and it is fascinating to watch him work in the beautiful scenery. At last Bjarvin's efforts pay off, and the sound from the beeper can be heard from a thicket and mountain birch.
Har vi nu för märklig vind här?
Jonas has placed his backpack with Juno and Eric attached to it and approaches Bjarvin.
Han står här nere då. Titta ner här. Bjarvin!
A perfect shot.
Bjarvin, appåt. Duktig kille. Ja, kom. Duktig kille. Kom. Håll fast. Loss. Duktig kille.
Mycket bra.
Hunting in the mountain taxes the dogs as they hunt several days in a row. Most hunters travel great distances to get to the mountains, and of course they want to optimize the use of their time. It is vitally important to make sure that both the dogs and the hunter are in peak physical condition before the trip. Equally important to take good care of the dog after each day in the field. Rest and food are important, but not just any food. A hard-working dog needs extra energy-rich food, otherwise it will not last many days.
Jag ska nu utfodra mina hundar efter jakten idag och de äter Specific COD Active som är ett helfoder, torrfoder med väldigt hög smakbarhet, så de gillar det. De äter det lätt och ledigt. Och man vet alltid att det är lika mycket i påsen. Har alla olika beståndsdelar var gång. Jag tycker det är ett foder som håller mina hundar i väldigt god trim och de återhämtar sig snabbt. Och det är viktigt nu när vi har jagat här i fjällen till exempel i över en hel vecka. Så gäller det att de orkar dag efter dag.
Fare thee well, true prince.
Detta är ju torrfoder som ser ut på detta viset. Till det har jag vatten i skålen så att de får i sig vätska. Jag ger dem väldigt mycket vatten nu när jag är på jakt. För det lättaste sättet att få i dem vätska det är i samband med maten. Nu när vi kom ner från dagens jakt så hade jag förberett i morse och ställt foder i vatten. Så det är en petflaska. Det var bara att rista den flaskan så fick jag fram en gröt. Och den gröten försöker jag ge då till hundarna inom 20 minuter till en halvtimme efter de har slutat arbeta. För då tar de upp så mycket som möjligt i muskulatur och kropp.
The following day, the helicopter lifts Henrik, Jonas, and the dogs to another valley, where hopefully they will find some willow grouse. The weather is fine and the day seems promising.
Solen har kommit över fjällkanten. Vi har en rätt så klen, knappt märkbar vind, men vi startar stenhårt med Bjärven. Han borde ju klara av detta.
Ja.
Vi går ner mot björkskogen här nere.
Jag tror vi håller höjden.
Ja.
Och så låter vi hundarna jobba ner.
The grouse hunting in the mountains is wonderful when the sun shines, but one can never trust the weather up here. Sunny weather can rapidly turn into rain, storm, fog, or even snow, so it's very important to be properly equipped. Modern waterproof clothing and an extra sweater in the backpack are essential, as well as a map, compass, or preferably a GPS. It must also be taken into account that the weather can quickly turn bad and prevent the helicopter from collecting you on the assigned day. Therefore, one must be prepared for this eventuality and be able to stay out in the wilderness until the weather improves sufficiently to make landing possible.
Går du runt där, så då den luckan där, så går jag ner här. Titta ner här. Han står här nere då. Han står här.
Där.
Där.
Grabben.
Ja.
Grabben. Bjärven, appart!
Mycket bra.
Ja, den ligger där.
Sök appart! Sök appart!
Sök där ja.
Där var den. Den var.
Ja, det är en duktig kill. Kom med.
Och så kom här.
Ja, det är duktig kill.
Bra. Håll fast. Loss.
Duktig kill.
Sådär.
Bra.
Kom här. Duktig kill. Kom här. Vad bra jobbat bjärvis.
Mycket bra. En kyckling.
Japp. Ja, kyckling.
Mm.
Bra.
Bra hundjobb.
Ska vi se, vi kanske hittar fler här i böket. Vi går upp mot att hämta hundarna först.
Ja. Sen
Lämna
fortsätter
den i
vi.
ryggsäcken. Bra.
This slow motion replay shows us exactly how fast and difficult shooting in the birchwoods can be. If two sportsmen hunt together, it is important to cover as many escape routes as possible. But when positioning oneself, one must never neglect the safety aspects. You must always know exactly where your partner and the dog are. Otherwise, a serious accident can easily occur. Bjarven has done brilliantly as usual, quartering effectively, locating and pointing the bird, and finally retrieving the shot bird. However, it has been a strenuous morning for both dogs and sportsmen, and it feels good to pause, take a break and reflect on the morning's sport. Around noon, the birds are not very active either, so it's often wise to take it easy in the middle of the day and continue hunting in the afternoon when the grouse resume looking for food.
Vita vingar i luften. De är rätt så anpassade för det här klimatet. De har fjädrar ända ut till klorna. Det är en välutväxt askyckling här. För mig är ju detta jakt. Det är ju ingenting annat.
Det är ju bara en sak och det är bara att gå. Gå och bra sök på hundarna. Så förr eller senare så hittar man ju igen riporna. Så.
Det känns ju sen.
Ja.
Det är som du säger, man behöver inte vaggas till söms.
Nej, det går natt på en gång när man
Ja.
kommer hem. Och man går och så blir man dålig till mod så man tror att det finns ingen ripa och så går man ännu längre och man blir trött och hungrig och rätt som det är, då går man på en kull.
Ja.
Då blir man pigg. Pigg och då kan man gå lika långt till.
Ja. Men jag undrar hur mycket vi går på ändå. 1 mil till 2.
Vissa dagar ligger vi nog runt 2 mil. Jag tror jag nog att vi går som längst.
Jag undrar hur hundarna går då.
Ja, de springer betydligt längre. Det kommer ett gäng renar där uppe. Ser de? Gick av sig.
Ja, det är med att tänka på när man går på fjället. Att hundarna ska vara renrena. Alla mina hundar är ju de är injagade på fält, va?
Ja.
Och lägger ner mycket tid på söket, reviering och sånt här som är väldigt viktigt då om man ska gå på jaktprov. Och för jakten också, alltså de måste ju reviera. Här på fjället så blir ju en blandning mellan reviering och biotopsök. Alltså. Man ser här när vi går ut över de här öppna reprisen här vid den. De skummar av dem efter beteslag, efter vittring, va? Och sen så går de då till de här öarna med björk och lite högre buskar. Många gånger är det ju där de sitter, va?
Ja. Men det syns ju på hundarna också att de är trängre i sök i skogen. Alltså de måste vara noggrannare, va? Men när de kommer ut så här på öppet så syns det att det är som att komma hem för dem ungefär. De känner sig mer hemma och får större sök. Och...
Nu när vi har gått här så har vi använt de här ju papersarna. Ståndsindikator. Och i och med att jag bara jagar en vecka ungefär 1,5 på fjället så vågar jag använda de här, va? För annars kan de lära sig att de kan gå hur stört som helst för man hittar igen dem i alla fall, va? Det är väl inget vackert att se när de börjar gå med näsan och undersöka beteslag och sånt, men ibland så krävs det när det är nästan vindstilla och 25 grader varmt, alltså då är det inte så lätt att ta dem i full fart i vind, va?
Nej.
Att man får sänka farten och göra ett noggrannare punktsök, om man säger så. Förra året när vi jagade ripor, då var bjärven svensk mästare på fält.
Ja, det stämmer det.
Och
Det
i
var-
år när vi jagar ripor så är han världsmästare. Jag och så en kompis till mig, det är Rickard Persson, som har en forstetek som heter Pimmens Gene. Vi jagar ju ihop rapphöns och fasan och sånt. Och vi fick så pass mycket poäng tillsammans då. Så att vi fick guldmedalj. Vi vann alltså VM i Sankt Hubert i lag då. Och individuellt så fick jag silvermedalj. Då var jag uttagen med tjäder i laget då i parsläpp.
Ja.
Om man säger så. Som liknar mer våra jaktprov. De släpper 2 hundar mot varandra då.
Ja.
Och så har de, alltså provet håller med skyttar. Sen Bjärven var jag ju uttagen i vårt 2-mannalag då. Härlaget där i Sankt Hubert heter det. Det går ju till så att man på 20 minuter så ska man med 6 patroner ska man ha med sig. Och du får använda 4. Och du får lov att fälla 2 fåglar. Och då ska din hund söka av anvisad terräng. Och förhoppningsvis så fäller du ju då 2 stycken fåglar. Och så ska man ska presentera sig för domare och sin hund för domarna. Och det är mycket viktigt också att man har alla papper i ordning då. Eftersom det är utomlands så ska man ha alla vaccinationer och rabies och sånt här.
Ja, just.
Och stamtavlor ska vara med, jaktkort för det landet, jägarexamen, licenser. Man ska också kunna presentera sitt vapen och vilken ammunition man har valt. Alltså det är helheten i jakten. Så att man kan säga att det är inte bara hunden som bedöms utan ekipaget. Hur pass duktigt ekipaget är på att jaga fågel. Och så finns också alltså att de bedömer då så att man behandlar viltet på ett etiskt sätt.
Ja.
A small herd of feral reindeer grazes under the hill. They belong to the local Lapps and must not be disturbed by the dogs. However, Jonas's dogs do not worry about the reindeer or any other mammals. They are interested only in feathered fare, and Bjarvin continues working without interruption.
Henrik, går du till höger om hunden? Bjärven, ja, ja.
Bjärven, appart.
A dog must never damage the game when retrieving. When Bjarvin gets some straw in his mouth while picking up the grouse, he doesn't just tug, but eases the bird free of the grass until he can lift it without damaging it.
Loss.
Bjärven, appart.
Loss.
Bird hunting is always more effective and more fun if the hunters work as a team and avoid shooting birds which present their hunting partner with a better opportunity. A man who makes a habit of poaching birds from his partner is extremely annoying and also a safety hazard. It is important to keep dead birds well ventilated, preferably in a net bag outside the backpack.
Bjärven, sök appart.
Mycket bra.
Tack ska du ha.
Vilken dag.
Ja, perfekt. Bra avslutning detta.
Mycket bra.
Loss. Men det är alltså, det känns lite när man gick ut som att leta efter en nål i en hösta.
Ja, men hittar man igen dem
Det
så.
är så stort.
The grouse hunting is over for this year, and it's time to say goodbye to Henrik and the magnificent scenery of Lapland and its noble game bird, the willow grouse. Instead, the partridges beckon from Jonas's home grounds in Skåne, the southernmost province of Sweden, and he is eager to obey their enticing calls. For sportsmen with pointing dogs, the gray partridge is a classic game bird. Like the willow grouse, the partridges sit tight before the dog, but contrary to the behavior of grouse, the whole covey of partridges almost always flush simultaneously. The massive flush of a large covey is both dramatic and exciting, and the inexperienced sportsman often throws his gun to the shoulder and delivers 2 splendid misses. This is Richard Pearson and his 8-year-old German wired-haired pointer bitch Pimmens Giner, who won the team event at the St. Hubertus World Championship together with Jonas and Björven. With a complete World Championship winning team in front of the camera, we can lean back in a comfortable chair, watch, learn and enjoy. It can't get any better than this. The first point is Giner's. Richard and Jonas walk carefully up to the point. Large coveys of partridges can be very nervous and might flush too early if you do not tread lightly while approaching the point.
Ja. Hej till där.
Nej, jag kan inte mot huset.
It is extremely important to notice any dangerous angles of fire in advance. When the covey takes to the air, you must be able to concentrate completely on the birds.
Duktig. Wow, kom här. Här, håll fint. Håll fint. Ja, duktig. Håll fint. Håll fint. Ja, bra. Wow, håll oss. Tack. Sitt. Det var duktigt. Ja.
This hunting area is situated in southernmost Sweden. Thanks to sound game management, there are good numbers of wild partridges and pheasants, which are also supplemented by a small-scale releasing program. The birds are also fed during the winter months and into spring. Contrary to the mountains in the north, the terrain here is limited to smaller areas. Therefore, it is important to plan the day carefully, bearing in mind the wind direction and thus making optimal use of the ground available. This involves walking with both dogs on a leash in order to move downwind of the field one plans to hunt. Hunting is also more effective if the dogs quarter carefully, working all sides of the field.
Allez!
It is now Björven's turn to try the partridges. Björven quarters in a regular pattern with lightning speed over the stubble. Richard can't help himself from praising Björven's work rate. He is a master of the craft of hunting.
I den tusen där sitter en tåke.
Allez!
Jonas and Richard are enjoying the day and the dogs are performing splendidly.
Vad får han?
Björven's high tail, when on point, reveals his American blood. His sire came from the U.S., where the dogs are expected to point with a vertical tail, tall and proud, rather like a flagpole.
Ja! Söka påt.
Björven now has 3 partridges to retrieve in difficult terrain.
De sitter långt där. Kom. Loss, duktig kill. Björven, söka påt. Söka påt. Kom här. Kom.
Björn, kom. Loss. Duktig kill.
Björven.
Uppåt! Ja, det är duktig. Ja, vad fint. Kom, Björn, kom. Loss.
Vad är det med L3? Förlåt.
Björn's retrieves get the highest marks from Richard. He has made 3 quick retrieves over a long distance and in high grass. This is an impressive feat, especially from a British pointing dog who essentially is not a specialist retriever. This achievement says a lot about Jonas's methods of training retrievers. He always begins his training early and makes it pleasurable for the dog. As we can see, all his dogs retrieve with speed, efficiency, and joy. Shooting partridges over pointers in an agricultural landscape during the fine weather in September and October is a very pleasant pastime. It's often possible to hunt in shirt sleeves, and the terrain is never demanding like it is in the mountains. While the dogs work, you have plenty of time to walk with a broken gun over your arm, chatting and enjoying the sunshine, the scenic landscape, and watching the dogs work. However, one must remember that it's often dry, and therefore it's important to bring a bottle of water and offer the dog some of it now and then. Otherwise, a dog gets very tired quickly, and his scenting capability becomes impaired and he begins to make mistakes. Much the same as grouse hunting, you don't need heavy artillery when shooting partridges. A light gun, maybe a 20 bore, is ideal, and you should load it with moderate loads, 28 to 30 gram lead shot, or the corresponding load of the new alternative shot in bismuth or tungsten. Pointing dogs should be able to hunt together in pairs. They should hunt independently of each other. One dog must not follow after the other, but must quest for himself and find his own birds. Neither may he steal the other dog's points by barging in and pointing the birds his partner has found. However, he should back or honor the other dog, the way Björn demonstrates here. Backing means the dog actually points his partner, who in turn points the bird. This neutralizes the second dog, and the hunters can concentrate on one pointing the bird. Backing or honoring is not only practical, it's also beautiful to watch and epitomizes good canine manners. The reason why Gina moves on the point is because the partridges are moving. By following their movements, she remains in total control.
Yeah.
When Richard tells her to flush them, she does it without any hesitation and is right on the birds. Björn is the epitome of a steady, experienced working dog. He does not break when the birds flush and remains rooted to the spot when the shot birds fall near him. He is a pleasure to watch. It is interesting to watch this action replay and see how Gina controls her partridges. She knows exactly where she has them and flushes them by rushing straight at them. Her steadiness in the flush and to the shot is faultless. This is a world-class performance by 2 world champions.
Det var bra. Duktig. Ja, duktig. Tack. Sitt. Det var duktig.
However, Gina is not alone with her outstanding work ethic. All hunters and dogs have had an excellent day, and Jonas's face blazes with pride long after the last bird of the day. All in all, it was a worthy performance from all concerned. When winter comes and the snow covers the ground, most hunters think that the season for pointers is over. However, if you have pheasants on your land, it need not be so. If there is cover enough for the birds to sit tight in, a winter's day like this one can prove to be a memorable experience. In this wood, the pheasants like to hide in heaps of twigs and branches and dense undergrowth, and they're not particularly willing to run over open ground when they're mercilessly exposed against the snow. Besides, a cock pheasant in January is a completely different kettle of fish from October's easy-to-hunt young gullible birds. Why don't you follow us while Jonas and his wife Katarina try their luck in winter white pheasant areas with the 3-year-old English setter Uno. In a field, Uno quests widely, but here in the wood he needs to be very thorough, and despite his youthful exuberance, Uno adjusts his working technique to suit the conditions. Katarina and Jonas have released the English setter Uno. His first point is near some beech seedlings close to a small road. Uno is in total control when he advances step by step.
Ja! 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 Nu söker fart.
While Uno searches for the pheasant, Katerina picks up her spent cartridges from the ground. Empty cases should never be left in nature, as this gives the hunting fraternity a bad reputation for littering. Katerina is delighted over her first cockbird of the day. It was a fast and good shot, preceded by a fine presentation by Uno. The day has started well, and Katerina and Jonas hunt on with Uno in the snow-clad wood.
Är nog här. Han är här.
Eric is released on the verge between the woods and the open field. He is the epitome of an experienced hunting dog, and he works along a grassy edge where his instinct tells him he is likely to find pheasants. It doesn't take long before his keen nose picks up the scent, and he locks on to point near a couple of old hay bales. Jonas and Katerina load their guns, snap the action shut, and walk up on either side of him. Jonas waits for Katerina to walk around the dog before they proceed.
Ja!
Jonas has a perfect chance of shooting a left and a right, but his disappointed expression tells us that he missed with the one barrel. Katerina is sympathetic and does not use the opportunity to tease Jonas for missing the second cockbird. As usual, Eric completes his job in fine style and is soon back with a dead cockbird.
Håll fast. Loss. Erik! Erik! Kom! Duktig kille. Ja, duktig kille. Ja.
Ja, fint.
Det var fint.
Jonas's chance for a left and right deserves to be shown once more. The winter's day is both cold and windy, but Katerina and Jonas do not feel the chill. What can heat both body and soul better than hunting birds for the one you love over a fine brace of gun dogs?
Ser han? Nu skiftar vi. Allez!
Eric works for a few more minutes before Björn is released.
Där gick topp.
Björn is in his normal business-like manner, soon finds another bird.
Ja, söka fart. Så ja. Sök där. Loss. Stanna.
Earlier, we have seen Björn quest widely in large fields and in the mountains, but like Uno, he adjusts his tactics to suit their circumstances and works intensely and thoroughly in the woods, and it soon pays off.
Ja.
This one was a hen bird, and Jonas doesn't shoot. Most hunters always save hen birds, and late in the season, it is especially important to spare them. Those which have survived that far have an extra breeding value, so restraint with a gun pays dividends several times over in the form of more covies next season. Anyway, with a dog like Björn, you can always count on more chances before the day's end. Jonas can see the bird between the twigs.
Ja. Björn, apart. Ja, det är duktig kille. Ja, såklart. Ja. Ja, det är bra. Loss.
Klappa bara. Ja, fint. Ja,
Duktig.
duktig gubb.
Duktig.
Det är ju rätt tuff terräng.
Ja.
Svårt att ta sig fram här. Tätt med trä, men det gjorde han bra.
Jonas made an extremely good shot, especially when one considers all the trees and branches between him and the bird. Björn performs the retrieve to his normal standard of excellence in what must be said is particularly challenging terrain. Well done to both of you. Katarina has a reason to be happy too. Björn is her dog, but Jonas trains him. Björn, of course, continues, and he soon finds another bird in a big heap of branches and twigs between two fields. Katarina crosses to the other side, where the pheasant will probably try to make its escape.
Jätten!
Jonas sees the pheasant and forewarns Katarina.
En till. Ja!
Ja,
Den kom ju rätt fint.
det kom inte perfekt. Det kom perfekt. Kunde inte ha blivit bättre.
If we could show Jonas's miss left and right in repeat, we can probably just as well show Katarina's miss at this perfectly delivered pheasant cock once more.
Hur många?
Hur många blev det?
10 tuppar ungefär.
The short winter days hunting is over. Katarina and Jonas break in order to collect their two children, Wilder and Frosta, who have been with their grandparents while Jonas and Katarina have been hunting pheasants with some of the family's dogs. In a few years' time, the children will be old enough to accompany mom and dad in order to learn the noble art of shooting over pointing dogs. The dog's hunting abilities are hereditary, but must be shaped and nurtured by learning, training, and experience. The reason why Jonas and Richard's dogs are so good is, of course, that they have put a lot of training into them. Most owners of bird dogs agree that even if training a dog takes a lot of time, it is not burdensome work, and it is indeed a pleasure to start up with a pup and bring it through to fruition. This training welds dog and handler together in a tightly knit partnership which will ensure many successful hunting trips in the future. The bond between a sportsman and a working dog also pays dividends in other areas. An obedient dog who works for a living makes for a better family dog, and his responsibilities will also encompass protecting the home and family. In short, he becomes a trusted member of the family. Thanks to Jonas Sandberg and Richard Persson, we have been able to experience hunting with some of Sweden's very best pointing dogs, up in the mountains of the north as well as in the deep south of this long country. We have seen how pointing dogs are expected to work in the Scandinavian countries, where they must flush keenly and readily on command and retrieve when asked to. We have experienced the grandeur of the mountainous regions of the north and the game abundances of the agricultural south. We have witnessed the speedy flight of the elusive willow grouse and the rushing surge of a covey of partridge as they flush and take to the air. Who can forget the strident cackling of a cock pheasant as he erupts from cover and tries to make good his escape? All of the above is what makes shooting over pointing dogs such an exciting, thrilling, and complete experience. Good hunting.